Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, February 11th. From the San Antonio Express News, my name is Luis Vasquez, and this is your Express Briefing. All of the stories you need to know to start your day. You can expect a high of 42 degrees with possible thunderstorms in San Antonio today. Make sure to keep coats and mittens handy this weekend, as the region is about to get hit with an Arctic air mass that may produce snow for the area. Key members of the Texas Senate chided Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton yesterday for handing out $40 million in pay raises to members of his staff without approval of the Texas Legislature. The number of migrants taken into custody by U.S. border agents rose again in January and has increased sharply since President Joe Biden took office, according to the latest U.S. Customs and Border Protection statistics. And now let's move on to our top stories for the day. With both his professional and personal life in turmoil, San Antonio lawyer and businessman Martin Phipps also is entangled in a battle with the city over Paramore, his swanky rooftop bar. Phipps, who was arrested this week by the San Antonio Police Department on suspicion of telephone harassment for repeatedly contacting his then-wife, has been cited 19 times for violations of the Riverwalk noise ordinance. Patrick Danner has details on the scuffle between the city and Phipps over the citations, which Phipps say came in response to Paramore's Sunday afternoon drag shows. In an assurance this week to Bexar County commissioners, the director of the county-owned Freeman Coliseum outlined a number of improvements the facility has made to prevent the spread of COVID-19 at its events, including the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, which has been scaled down during the pandemic. Quote, "So they're going, and so our job is to try to make it as safe as possible," County Judge Nelson Wolf said at Tuesday's briefing. Take a closer look at those improvements over in Scott Huddleston's latest article. Columnist Elena Ayala writes, quote, "While the U.S. Senate hears the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump, state houses nationwide are contemplating bills that at first appear unrelated. More than 160 bills want to infringe on the rights of voters, a goal Trump shared and tried to violate to stay in office. For Republicans, such restrictions are key to winning future elections. Democrats have filed more than 500 bills in state legislatures seeking the exact opposite. They see such bills as key to winning the future elections too." Head over to expressnews.com to read Elena Ayala's full column. Texas Representative Joaquin Castro played a key role in the Democrats' effort to build a case against Donald Trump during the first full day of arguments in the former president's second Senate impeachment trial. The San Antonio Democrat was among a handful of House impeachment managers who argued Trump incited the insurrection at the Capitol, not just by telling his supporters to fight like hell during a rally on January 6, but by undermining their faith in the election for nearly 6 months before Election Day. Hear what else Castro had to say on Wednesday in Benjamin Warman's latest story. Next up are your need-to-know headlines. You can find all of these headlines and more inside of your Express News subscription. COVID-19 cases have leveled off somewhat in Bexar County after an alarming spike in January. But health experts are concerned that the onset of bitterly cold weather could keep people homebound for days and hasten the spread of the virus within families. House impeachment managers used an incident in which Donald Trump's supporters surrounded and harassed a Biden campaign bus on I-35 as evidence that Trump knew the potential violence his followers were capable of and didn't hesitate to cheer them on. A San Antonio woman was killed by a hit-and-run driver while running in West Texas. 48-year-old Rebecca Rodriguez was attempting to run across the entire state of Texas. Valentine's Day during a pandemic offers a particularly ripe opportunity for romance scams this year, according to one San Antonio expert. We have everything you need to know about online romance scams over at expressnews.com. Work on a 9-acre public park at Hemisphere is expected to begin this fall, but officials are reassessing elements of a planned mixed-use development nearby, in part because of challenges brought on by the coronavirus pandemic. When a neighbor posted that the owner should take the crying, wet dog inside, debate sparked about what should be done and whom to call. Kathy M. Rosenthal takes a closer look in this week's Animals Matter. After 6 months, officials say the Bear Give Back program benefits participants and saves the county money. Introduced to reduce the jail population during the pandemic, it might be expanded for the long term. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said on Wednesday that the U.S. Supreme Court was wrong when it refused to allow Texas to sue other states relating to the November 3rd election that resulted in Joe Biden being elected president. The first for-sale housing is coming to Brooks, a former Air Force base on the south side that San Antonio leaders are turning into a bustling hub of businesses, apartments, stores, and hotels. Plans call for 60 homes starting below $300,000. The state will set up 3 mass vaccination sites at the end of the month at Houston's NRG Stadium and Dallas-Fort Worth's AT&T Stadium and Fair Park, according to Governor Greg Abbott on Wednesday. A Leon Valley city councilman has been arrested for allegedly assaulting the police chief just days before the council is set to meet and discuss the chief's employment status. In this week's Smart Money column, Michael Taylor answers the question, how much national debt is too much? There's renewed reason to head to Fredericksburg, and it has nothing to do with wine tasting or German fare. The National Museum of the Pacific War announced its new status as a Smithsonian affiliate this week. Less than 1% of museums nationwide share the distinction. Museum Director Rory Cartier says that the NMPW is one of only 5 museums to receive the status this year. It's a big win for the museum, which has more than 55,000 square foot of exhibition space across 3 galleries and 6 acres in downtown Fredericksburg. Its mission is to educate present and future generations about World War II in the Asia-Pacific theater. Staff writer Amber Elliott brings you inside for a closer look. The new tours, Naughty by Nature during the day and Drive You Wild after dark, explore how zoo animals make more zoo animals. Those on the evening tour may see some animals getting frisky. We have everything you need to know over on our website. The UIL girls basketball playoffs start Thursday. Judson is aiming for a 5th straight state semifinal appearance. Will they get there again? Take a closer look at some key storylines heading into the postseason in David Hinojosa's latest article. After dropping their season opener, the Bernie champion Chargers have won 25 in a row. Find out how they're doing it over on our website. The Spurs' 7-game rodeo road trip begins Friday in Atlanta against a team that looks a bit like the one they played twice already this week. The spiciest, most puro San Antonio fried chicken sandwich is at Motel Fried Chicken. We have everything you should know about the Ghost Kitchen and its spicy sandwich over on our website. And that's all for today. This was your Express briefing for Thursday, February 11th. My name is Luis Vasquez. Please consider becoming an Express News subscriber to get in-depth coverage on all the stories you heard today. Also, be sure to rate and review this podcast inside of your Apple Podcast app, as it really helps the show. Have a wonderful day, everyone.